Okay. Am I audible ba?
Yes, opo,
Rinig ba?
rinig mo kayo.
Sige. So, quick review lang tayo, Joshua, with what we were able to discuss last time. You can remember when you're talking about vector spaces, a vector space is simply a set. Set lang naman siya, pero nagdagdag tayo ng structure, meaning what we're talking about structure, nagdagdag tayo ng operation, how we will be dealing with elements of a vector. So, may dalawang operations na yung dinagdag or structures, which is one is the addition of vectors. And the second operation which we also added is the scalar multiplication. So we define vector addition is simply adding two vectors. So ang usual addition na alam natin with real numbers and all other types of additions which you have already encountered. Pero yung scalar multiplication naman is you multiply an element of a field to a vector. So ang scalar na tinatawag natin, it's an element of a field. So usually field natin, it can be either a complex number or a real number. So generic normally. So let's consider, in our discussion, let's consider it's either of the two. Unless we will be identifying what these are. So specify lang natin siya kung ano. So remember, so ito yung ang vector space. So first, when you're talking about a vector space having these two operations, it must be close under these operations. So we need to say, if you add two vectors, it must also give you, the sum must be also a vector. Pero kung scalar multiplication naman, if you are multiplying a scalar to a vector, dapat ang result niya, it must be also a vector. Pero if you talk about scalar, so ang ginagawa niya, you can imagine it geometrically as lengthening, shortening, or maybe looking at the other direction. So it will give you somehow the intensity of the vector. So yun ang geometric interpretation ng scalar multiplication. And all other properties must be satisfied. So medyo mahaba-haba to ng mga properties. Marami kung if I ask my students kung what is a vector space, una-una pinapamemorize ko sa kanila kung ano ang mga properties. So this include commutativity under addition. Associativity naman for the two operations. Una, for the addition, and the other one is the scalar multiplication. The third, dapat may existence ka ng identity vector, which is, usually we will call this actually your zero vector. Itong zero na to, this will be your zero vector. So meaning, zero identity yan. Or, we also consider additive inverse. So normally, additive inverse natin dito is just the negative of your vector. So in other words, for each of your vector V, may corresponding additive inversion, which is the negative of itself. And also, you also consider the multiplicative identity, meaning to say, yung scalar na gagamitin mo must have a multiplicative identity. So normally, for a real number and your complex number, ang multiplicative identity mo, it's just 1 or 1 plus 0i. And then, of course, lastly, it will have your
Parang groups po, no?
distributed properties. Again?
Parang groups po.
Yeah, parang group siya. Pero ang groups nga lang, it will involve one operation. So it's either purely addition lang siya of group elements or multiplication of group elements.
True.
Pero yung vector space, it's addition of vector elements. In fact, actually, when you're talking about a vector space, it must be an abelian group under addition. So subset ang properties ng groups. So medyo malaki-laki yung collection of sets mo if you have a vector space. Pero ang pagkakaiba lang, scalar multiplication, hindi siya yung group multiplication. Di ba, if you can remember, kung group multiplication, multiplying elements of two groups. Pero ang scalar multiplication, you have a scalar na isang field element, tapos meron kang vector element of a vector space. So yun yung pagkakaiba lang when you're talking about groups and vector space. Pero In general, if you're talking about a vector space, it is a commutative or abelian group under addition. So yun, tama. Thank you for the for noticing it.
Ano nga po, no? Ano pala po siya, hindi po siya coincidence, talagang ano po sila, one is a subset of the other.
Yes, correct. Pero later, if you want to study medyo malalim na mathematics na, pwede mo pang mapaluwag ang vector space. Ang tawag dyan modules. Ang modules naman, it's just like a vector space, pero yung ginagamit mong field is not necessarily a field. Kasi pwede mong paluwagin. Ang isang structure din na pwede mong gamitin besides a field, a ring. So
Ayun
kaya
ako,
ang module
mga fields tsaka rings. Ito na kaya ring theory.
that's right. So yun, medyo pinaluwang mo lang siya. So it's a module. So normally hindi ko na yan i-discuss because ko intindihin muna natin vector space pala tapos module na tayo. So yun, anyway. So now there are several examples tayong pinag-usapan. So I will not mention on all of this, so kindly review them. But what is important is that after discussing the vector space, how about if we consider subsets of vector spaces? So, tanong dyan, kailan din siya magiging vector space, ang isang subset ng isang vector space? Para matawag natin siyang subspace. So, maganda lang dito is that if you have a subspace, mas konti na lang ang i-check mo ng mga criteria for it to be called a vector space as a subset of a vector space, kasi it will genuinely inherit the properties of your vector addition and scalar multiplication. So imamana niya yung properties na yon. And the only thing that you are to check if indeed it is a vector space as a subset of a vector space, ito yung tatlo na lang. So meaning, we need to show na dapat andun yung additive identity zero vector, closure pa rin, meaning addition ng dalawang vector must be within the subspace, and then yung scalar multiplication is within that subspace. So tatlo na lang i-check mo. You don't need to check the many na pinakita natin earlier.
Yes.
So now there are several examples we talked about last time. This is an example of a subspace. I think we were able to check this last time, yung number 1. So you have a 4-tuple as a subset of
Ano pala ko yung tawag po sa yung, di ba po may ano pa ganun? Double, triple, ano ba po yung quadruple ba po yung may tawag pa
tawag ko lang sa, di ba ang tawag dito, parang usual term na ginagamit natin, and tuple. Yan. And tuple.
Parang,
so, a convenient way of saying it. Tuple, three-tuple, pero sometimes pwede mo naman 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional. So, you can adapt whatever formality na pwede mong gamitin.
Okay.
So you could think about it that way. So we were able to show this. The only way for this to be a subspace of F4 is kailangan mo i-satisfy na ang B mo is equal to 0. So we were able to show that last time. And then similarly sa number 2 natin, may mga notation tayong ginamit last time. Ito yung R raised to a closed interval from 0 to 1. It's just the collection of your functions whose domain is a set from 0 to 1, whose range or output or codomain, it's a real number. So what if you only consider the collection of continuous functions? So ang tanong, is that a subspace of this collection? So the answer, nasabi natin, yes. And we were able to show it this last time. So napakita natin na we have a zero function. It's just a function na minamap mo lang sa zero. If we add 2 continuous function, it is continuous.
It will still say 0, 1.
Yeah, so this continuous pa rin siya. And we were, if tandaan mo lang ang definition sa calculus natin ng isang continuous function, ito yung epsilon delta definition na ginawa natin last time. And then finally, of course, the scalar multiplication. So parang ito lang naman ang mga minimum na kailangan natin to be able to satisfy. Alright, so anyway. Okay. Ano pa? Ito, number 3. Ito, ang number 2 at number 3, medyo ano to sila, there's a connection. Naalala mo pa ba anong connection between a function being continuous and a function that is being differentiable?
Any
naalala mo
differentiable
ba?
and function must be continuous.
That's correct. Pero are all continuous function differentiable?
Di po kasi baka yung ano kasing example ba yung as the absolute value?
That's right. So meaning to say, may mga matulis siya na mga kahit isang point diyan na matulis siya. So meaning to say it's derivative at that point. It can be non-existing. So pwede, like you can imagine it this way.
Ang naman po kasi diba mga tagon yung mukha naman po smooth pero hindi pa rin siya differentiable.
That's right. So parang ganito, halimbawa, ganito ang function. Yung sabi mo parang absolute value, ganyan. So at this point, so derivative yan pag ganyan.
Undefined.
Or another one, ano may maganda? Parang ganyan. Banan. So derivative dito at this point.
Mga discontinuity. Jump or
discontinuity.
That.
Pero sometimes sa discontinuity, pwede naman siyang differentiable on its domain. So pwede naman yun maging ano, pero usually mga functions na may mga sharp edges. So these are usually continuous nga talaga siya kasi wala naman siyang.
Yes, mahirap tong mahirap tong mahirap siyang
So yun lang naman ang pagkakaiba na. Alright.
Mahirap pong i-define pa what's sharp.
Oh, yes, true.
Yan, na-mute to kaya
But what is important, so far, what is important on this, na collections of differentiable functions like this, collection ng differentiable functions is also a subspace. Subspace siya. So meaning to say, if you add two differentiable function on the same domain, it is still differentiable. Ang zero function is also differentiable. Zero na nga siya. So meaning zero slope. So therefore, it's still differentiable. And scalar, multiple of
R raised to R po. Does that mean simply all functions?
Ano again?
R raised to R po. All functions that apply in the real numbers.
Ang R raised to R is just a collection of functions from R to R. Yan. Any function.
All possible real functions.
That's correct. Or parang ang formal way to say it, all possible real valued function on a real line. Parang ganon. Yung ano niya, yung collection, description. Alright, okay. Ano pa ba? Trivial, subspaces. Obvious ng mga subspace mo. Kasi, di ba, ang subset, you can have the empty set as your subset. Pero, kung if your only collection is the zero vector, so obviously, yan na yan ng trivial. So therefore, if you're talking about subspaces, dapat non-empty. And the least element na meron ang isang subspace, it must have the identity of vector, which is a zero vector. Or all its collection, lahat. So therefore, these two, ang dalawa na to, these are your trivial subspaces. Or anything in between, so that will be your non-trivial subspaces. All right. So last time, we were able to construct a much bigger vector space based on collections of vector spaces. Or maybe you could have a collection of subspaces, then you can construct a much bigger subspace, like in this case. If you consider the collection, this V sub 1, V sub 2, up to V sub n as subspaces of V, tapos you consider the sum of these subspaces. Anong ibig sabihin ng sum? Meaning collection na kung saan ang mga elements ng set na to is just an outcome of adding all other elements of your vector space. So i-consider mo, gather them as one set. We were able to show last time na it's just also a subspace of your V. Meaning, ang point lang natin dito, you can always construct a vector space from subspaces. So yun lang, one way to construct is just adding vectors. So yeah, so we were able to show this last time. Okay, so may mga examples tayo na we were able to show this. Okay, and I think na we were able to simply narrate na anong ibig sabihin ng mga vector spaces like this, na we were able to show this last time. Pero may idadagdag lang ako na somehow additional criteria. Kasi sometimes ang problem dito sa ganitong definition of adding subspaces, you can have somehow a representation of the same thing on these vector spaces. So what if we consider some way na it is unique? So may some sort of a uniqueness tayong gagawin. So let me define what you call a direct sum. So meaning gagawin natin dito sa sum na to, maglalagay tayo ng additional criteria. So let me define what you call a direct sum. So sulat ko dito ha, a direct sum. May symbol akong i-introduce sa direct sum. So the sum of v sub 1 plus v sub 2 up to say v sub n is a direct sum if each element of v sub 1, v sub 2 up to v sub m can be written in only one way, as a sum v sub 1, small to ha, small na v sub 1, v sub 2 up to v sub m, where each v sub k is an element of v sub k for all k from 1 to m. So ang additional criteria na dinagdag natin dito, the way we will write ang mga vectors natin from this sum. Yung kinaiba kanina, sabi lang natin, magdadagdag lang tayo. Like for example, there are several ways to generate a zero vector. So you can have like a vector na v sub 1 minus v sub 2 versus v sub 2 is equal to v sub 1. So you could have multiple ways. So pwede lang siya puro zero vectors. Pero this time, i-restrict natin. So dapat ang each of the element of this sum of vectors must be unique at wala na siyang ibang way to generate a condition. So halimbawa ito, we'll have an example. So let's consider this example. Let's consider U to be the collection of x, y, and 0, and F3, where x and y are, say, pwede sila magiging real numbers or complex numbers. Let's consider W naman as say 0, 0, Z in F3, where your Z is in F. All right. So, by the way, may special symbol pala akong tayong gagamitin dito. Yung notation natin, I'll use the notation. Dito ko na ilalagay yung notation in red. So, notation na gagamitin natin, kung alam natin it is a direct sum, so gagamitin natin notation na ganito, na para may circle. Yan.
So nag-start lang po yung mga ganun. Nakita ko
again,
po yan pero hindi ko po alam yung meaning. Yung pala yung meaning.
Ayun. So ito yung meaning niya lang. Yung meaning kasi you're still adding vector, Pagkakaiba niya lang, uniqueness lang ng mga vectors. Walang other way to generate this vector. So in other
Yun
words,
talaga
ito,
yun yung pinaka-core meaning na po na.
yes,
Unique
oo.
talaga lahat dapat.
Wala na siyang parang kapareho. Like in this case, you can write ang buong F3 mo, halimbawa, buong F3 mo, pwede mo siyang maisulat as direct sum of U and W kasi there's no other way naman na to represent F
Opo,
and
X plus 0,
F3.
Y plus 0, 0 plus Z.
That's right. So meaning to say, ang isang, parang walang overlapping yung W sa U. U can be uniquely written different from W. So you will add them together. So you will have a unique way of representing elements in F3. Pero what if kung may, say for example, gamit ako ng letter, they say K dyan. So question, would this be possible na direct sum? The answer is hindi. Kasi may mga elements ka na nag-o-overlap, can be
Alam
written
ko na po yung isipin na, kumaga, di ba po, yung central element will be Y plus K. Eh
That's
di na
right.
po alam kung, XK0 plus YZ or XY0 plus KZ po, 0 KZ. Yun ba yung sabihin na?
Oh, kasi yung Y plus K mo can be written na on several ways. Yes. So
Opo.
therefore, kaya hindi na siya magiging unique. So I will just leave this out.
Okay.
So meaning to say, this is still a vector space. Vector space pa rin to. This is a vector space. Vector space pa rin yan siya. So, pero mas stricter. May ano lang, may condition ka dinagdag. So ang question lang natin is this. So, kasi ang problema sa ganitong definition, parang ang dami kang i-check. For what can you say, how will you check na indeed it is a direct sum? Iisa-isahin mo ba i-check na uniquely determined ang bawat element ng sum? Or is there a quick way to check if it is indeed a direct sum? There is. Actually, may mabilis na way to check na it is a direct sum. So let me state this theorem. Sulat ko itong theorem na to ha. So let me put this
May
as a
question pala po
title.
ako.
Yes.
Is yung direct sum, parang a tool lang po siya kasi kung alam po natin na direct, will it become easier for some things to do? Pero does it have any real meaning?
Kasi yung purpose ng direct sum, I don't know if you have encountered Hilbert spaces, Banach spaces na sa mga binabasa mo
Yes, ako.
mga articles. Ang purpose lang naman niya is decomposition ng isang malaking space into a much more simpler way of representing a bigger space. Kasi halimbawa, may mga techniques sa mathematics ngayon, mga modern techniques. We are currently exploring. Have you heard about topological data analysis? Ang topological data analysis, we are looking at data na what if may shape siya. So kung may shape siya, so it has topological properties. Kung may topological property siya, lagyan natin ng algebra. So kung may ganun siyang algebra, so therefore it has properties like this, like a vector space. So the question, so ang data na yan, can we somehow uniquely decompose this data in a way na makikita mong mga properties separately? So the one way to do the decomposition, if you can represent this as a direct sum, so yun ang usual application na ginagawa. For math students, halimbawa, mag-aaral ka ng BS Applied Math, BS Math, normally hindi pa yan sinasabi. Pag-aaralan mo lang munang math. Kahit ako, pinag-aralan ko tong direct sum na to when I took my linear algebra in college. Pero as a maker says, pero hindi naman in-explain bakit. It will not tell you why. So huli mo lang maintindihan na if you're doing the applications already. Sometimes I don't know how paano siya ituturo for some. Kasi sometimes maybe ako, ang point of view ko ngayon, kasi nakikita ko na how the theoretical part of mathematics is being used in its application. So I can right away pinpoint it. Pero sometimes kasi mga professors, hindi nila sinasabi yun kasi most likely the exposure to the application part hindi rin nakikita. So sometimes we have to accept as it is na ito lang siya, ito lang yung application niya. Or we don't know, we just make use of this just to understand this. Maybe feeling ko noon when mathematics, when were this being discovered or invented ng mga mathematics. So I doubt na nasa isip nila yon, dapat ito yung application niya. Di ba? I don't know if
Yes,
you have, alam mo naman yun sa mga history ng math eh, kahit nga sina Pierre de Fermat and all other mathematicians, they will just invent new tools without thinking of its application. Napanood mo ba si ano nga yung title? The Man, yung life about Ramanujan.
Yes, si Ramaniwan. Yung ano pa na,
Yung
tapos
The
siya
Man Who
namatay
Knew
yata
No
po siyang ano lang,
Infinity.
tuberculosis, sayang.
Oh, yun, namatay sa tuberculosis. Yung dalawa yung kanyang ano doon mentor sa ano nga yung
Si
university
Hardy,
nila.
I think po isa.
Oh, yun, dalawa, si Hardy at si Littlewood. Actually,
Yes.
si Littlewood, kung mag-aaral ka ng analysis, palagi mo yan siya ang Littlewood theorem, palagi mo siya may encounter. So, isa yun yung kasama niya. Yung si Hardy naman, sikat yun as a number theory. Kasi parang proud pa nga si Hardy would say na, I'm happy that I'm producing mathematics na walang kwenta, but it's beautiful. Pero meaning to say, parang sinasabi niya na I'm producing mathematics na wala namang application, but I'm proud of it. But and to make the long story short, sa ngayong panahon, nakikita na may application yung mathematics niya. So usually diyan naman nag-uumpisa yan. So for now, sa ngayon, ito yung purpose actually why having to study direct sums, kasi it's one way to do decomposition. So magdi-decompose ka ng much malaking vector space into a much manageable na mga vector spaces. So yun yung purpose of why doing this direct sum. So now let me finish this theorem. Ito lang yung sabi ng theorem, para masasabi mo daw na ang sum na ito, hindi lang ako maglalagay ng circle. Ang sum na ito daw is a direct sum, or ilagyan ko na lang, or you can represent this as this para may symbol tayo na gagamitin up to dumodoble na pala yung mga symbol na ginagamit. That to VM. If and only if, ito lang i-check mo. The only way to write 0 as the sum V1 plus V2 up to Vm is V sub k is equal to 0 for all k from 1 to m. Yan. So meaning, ito lang yung meaning niya ng direct sum. Not really, sorry, way to check. Tingnan mo lang si zero vector. Si zero vector ba, ma-express mo siya na the only way to produce a zero is by adding all zeros from V sub 1 to V sub n. So meaning, hindi pwede na for it to be a direct sum, kung meron kang, say for example, V sub 1 minus V sub 1 plus V sub 2 minus V sub 2 and so on to produce a zero. So the only way to write the zero vector, dapat ang mga V mo dyan, zeros yan lahat. So yon, that's one way to check that it is a direct sum. Alright? So how will we prove this? So remember, naalala mo pa yun since this is an if and only if. So ano bang technique natin para mag-prove ng if and only if statement?
Dapat ma-prove nyo po may dependent sila on, one is dependent on the other, tapos isa dependent on the other as well.
That's right. So ang term natin yon, we need to show the sufficiency and the necessity. Yan yung usual natin na ginagawa. Meaning, so the first one, so let me write this in blue. First is yung direction na from left to right. So ito yung tinatawag nating sufficiency, proof by sufficiency. So mag-uumpisa ka by assuming the left-hand side, meaning assume mo na direct sum ang v sub 1 plus v sub 2 up to plus v sub n. Tapos ipapakita mo na the only way to write the zero, dapat lahat ng mga v sub 1 mo, v sub 2 up to v sub n, lahat yan zero. So the question is, do we need to show the proof ba? Kailangan ba nating isulat ang proof? The answer is hindi. Kasi, ano nga ang definition again ng direct sum? Sabi ng direct sum, magiging direct sum lang daw yung sum na to kung ang lahat ng element ng v sub 1 up to v sub n mo, ang mga sums na yan, uniquely written. Yung direction na papuntahan niya, zero is uniquely written na ang sum of zero siya. So therefore, in other words, hindi na natin isulat ang proof. Obvious na siya. Kasi it's already a definition. Wala na tayong magagawa dyan. So therefore, ang ipoprove na lang natin ang pabaliktad. Yan. So meaning, let us assume, suppose, 0 is uniquely written as, so 0 is equal to v sub 1 plus v sub 2 up to v sub k, such that v sub k is equal to 0 for all k from 1 to n. So yun, that's our assumption. Let us assume ang right-hand side, tapos ipapakita natin it is a direct sum. So yun ang magiging proof natin. Okay? Clear? Nakuha mo ba, Joshua?
Yes, Apo.
Magiging direct na natin. So now, gawin natin is this. Di ba, if you go back to the definition of a direct sum, sabi ng direct sum, dapat each element is uniquely written as a sum of vectors. So ibig sabihin, para lang ipapakita natin it is indeed uniquely written, let's use some proof by contradictions. Ibig sabihin, let's consider one vector, pero isusulat siya as two different ways of writing the vector. So anong ibig natin sabihin? Now, let us consider na si v mo can be written as, say, sabihin natin, pwede siyang isulat as u sub 1 plus u sub 2 up to u sub n. Tapos, same v, sabi natin, di ba, let us assume pwede mo siyang isulat two ways. So pwede mo isulat as v, say, w sub 1 plus w sub 2 up to w sub n. Okay? So meaning, again, sabi natin, since ang definition ng direct sum is dapat ang mga v's mo dyan can be uniquely written. So let us assume, what if hindi? So we have written v two ways.
Proof by contradiction mo na.
Yes. So ipoprove mo mali ito. Yan. So to do this, isubtract mong dalawa. V minus V, obviously, it is 0.
Dapat 0 po na, pero hindi po na.
Pero anong right-hand side? Magiging U sub 1 minus W sub 1 plus U sub 2 minus W sub 2. Kasi binainas mo yung left-hand side, so subtract ka rin sa right-hand side. And so on until U sub M minus W sub M. Yan. So in other words, ginawa natin, 0 now is equal to this. But, ano nga sabi natin kanina, inassume natin earlier?
You're not the same.
Anong yun? 0 daw is uniquely written. So ano ang mga values ng mga bowser? Sabi natin, dapat zero siya. So, dapat red yan. Dapat zero yan. So hence, clearly written, zero din yan. And so on, it must be zero. So in other words, U sub k is equal to W sub k for all k from 1 to n. Ibig sabihin, sabi natin kanina, we claim na we can write
But they
V
aren't
two
po na.
ways.
It implies they're not.
It implies they are not, they're just one and the same. So yun,
Ganun.
it satisfies our original definition, sa may definition natin, of a direct sum. By the way, Joshua, I think medyo mahinang internet ko, no?
Yes,
Napuputol ba ako?
may very occasionally po may parang bumabagal po pero bumabalik naman po.
I'll just try to change my internet connection. Try ko sa isa kong, kasi data lang ako sa bahay. Let me end this proof. Lagyan ko lang siya ng box. QED, Quod Erat Demonstrantum.
Which was to be
Sige.
proved. Diba?
Change muna ako ng tawag ito, internet connectivity. Alright. So hopefully okay na siya. Kasi sometimes may mga time of the day na mabilis yung smart. Sometimes may time of the day naman na maganda yung globe. Pero ikaw, okay yung connection mo sa akin eh. I mean like, well, it's ano ba kayo, na Starlink?
Ano po, Converge.
Converge, okay. Kasi nag-iisip ako kung kukuha po ako ng internet connectivity dito sa bayan. Problema ko naman, palagi naman akong wala dito.
Yung Converge po kasi nag-upgrade eh. Parang itong sa amin, parang 800 Mbps na daw eh. Ewan ko kung totoong gano'n kabilis.
I hope they are delivering magandang service.
Opo, dito sa Tarlac kasi po, kunyari yung neighbor ko po.
Wala pong problema kasi.
Yung pinsan ko, yung sa nanay niya.
So let's say U and W are subspaces of a vector space V. So hindi ko nasasabihin automatic na si V vector space. Basta kung may makita ka na dito itong symbol na to. So ang assumption natin, vector space si V, tapos subspaces yung U at W. Alright. So now, by the way, ito nakakatawa about this. I remember kasi nung una kong narinig yung term na space, siyempre tayo, when we first heard space, akala natin outer space, ganon. So nung una ko tong narinig yung vector space, anong pag-aaralan ba about outer space, ganon. So parang naging usual conversation ang paggamit ng term na space. So, yung masanay ka na ba sa linear algebra? Palaging we will be talking about the space. Okay. So,
kaya ko, baka, ano nga pa, inisip ka ano kaya yan? Ano ba yung 3-dimensional space ba? Something?
Di ba? We're used to, because we can visualize objects in 3-dimensional space, pero normally, real world data may not necessarily be in 3 dimensions kasi it can be multiple dimensions. Multiple factors. So kaya niya lang ma-visualize. If you can remember yung regression, for example, if you have two factors that best explains a dependent variable, say sabihin natin poverty as your dependent variable can be best explained by, say, may mga dalawa kang factors as independent variables. So when you want to graph it in a 3-dimensional space, makikita mo if it's a good regression model, so plain lang yan siya, plain lang yung itsura nun. Pero if you add at least one, meaning magdadagdag ang additional ng isa or dalawa or tatlo, so hindi na natin yan ma-visualize in 3 dimension. It can be in 4, 5, 6, pero we cannot anymore imagine what that is. Pero planes pa rin yan siya, pero ang tawag dun sa kanila, hyperplane. So, you simply understand the mathematical properties. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng isang hyperplane? So, it's still a plane. You can describe it as an equation of one dimension, not one dimension, kundi ang mga powers ng mga factors mo is first power lang siya. And it's equal to your dependent variable. So, yun ang mahirap sometimes kung higher dimension na. Pero sa ngayon, what if we consider lang dalawang subspaces? You can imagine this as space then, two-dimensional space. U and W. There's a faster way. Kanina, di ba? Ito, mabilis na ito pag-check na ang isang sum is a direct sum, basta i-check mo lang yung zero. Another way, kung dalawa lang sila, another way to check na you have a direct sum, meaning U plus W, this is a direct sum, if and only if, kung kukunin mo ang intersection ng dalawa, what do you think ang laman nito? Best guess lang, anong laman yan? Kunin mo yung intersection ng U at W. Di ba ang definition ng direct sum, uniquely written ang bawat elements ng U plus W. So and then sabi natin, uniquely written siya. So dapat, ang mga elements of U can be only described by U. Ang elements ng V can only be described by described by W. So tanong, anong common nilang dalawa? What do you think?
Yung ano na zero, nothing? Null?
Ano nga sabi na, almost sinabi mo na yung kanina Nothing ba or the zero vector?
Yung nga pa, wait lang. Zero vector or nothing.
Pag-isipan mo.
Zero?
Nothing ba siya
Zero.
or the zero vector?
I think the
Answer
zero
is
vector ba?
The zero vector. Kasi both of them may zero na yan. Kasi diba mga subspaces yan minimum element ng mga subspaces,
Kaya nga
zero.
po. There must be.
So dapat may laman siya. Okay. So in other words, the zero is the only vector na common sa kanila. Kasi ang rule natin, again, sa direct sum, uniquely written So the only element lang na common sa dalawa, zero. So yan na. Kaya there's a reason why earlier, sa una nating theorem, na 0 plus 0 plus 0 and so on, the way to write a zero. So yan. Alright. So yan. So to show this, madali lang to ipapakita. So again, this is an if and only if. So if and only if yan. So hence, we will prove this two ways. Proof by sufficiency. Alright? So yan ang una. Then proof by necessity. Pabaliktad. So kung pabaliktad siya from left to right, let us assume or suppose that you have a direct sum. So U, a direct sum of W. So yun ang assumption natin. Now, to prove na indeed zero lang yung laman niya, let us assume, syempre, parang nagpo-proof by contradiction naman tayo. So, assume natin what if hindi lang zero. Say, for example, suppose meron siyang laman at pangalanan nating V. So, U intersection W, hindi lang zero ang laman niya, kundi merong others. So, tawagin nating V. Okay. Since V is an element of the intersection, and V is also an element. So, V is also an element of U plus W, di ba? Kasi dapat andun siya as a direct sum. Kasi nag-add ka lang naman ng mga vectors. Andun din siya dapat. So, the question is, ito yung tanong ko. So, how will you write a zero? Di ba alam natin so far that we can write V plus minus V is equal to 0. Di ba? Pwede nating gawin yan. Pwede nating i-consider. But, ano mangyayari? Ano nga sabi natin kung direct sum? So, ang direct sum, the only way to write the 0,
Should
so
be yung
dapat
sum po, no?
0
Mga
din
zero.
yan. Dapat 0 din yan. At wala ka ng ibang way to write
Then
the
if B
0.
is 0, then wala na talaga po.
So
If B is
hence,
0.
0 lang siya at wala nang iba. So we are left with,
Proven again po na 0.
yes, okay. With the intersection of U and W is just 0. Ayun. How about the other way around? Ibaliktad natin. Let us suppose pabaliktad. Suppose, ang intersection mo naman is 0. Ayan. We need to show that U plus W is a direct sum. Papakita mo na direct sum siya. So, earlier may theorem tayo. Sabi natin, mas mabilis kung ipapakita mo na direct sum ito. The only way to write a 0, ano ngayon? Ito, dapat ang components niya 0 din. So, let's try to show this. Pakita natin. Suppose, let 0 is equal to U plus W, where U must come from U and W must come from W. So, paano mo ipapakita na 0 si U, 0 din si W? Yun ang goal natin. So, what will be your argument?
Both of them must be 0.
Paano?
Yung kanina po, dapat yung 0 mas, wait lang po. Wait lang. So if 0 is,
Ito
pero
lang,
that doesn't
matatandaan mo lang.
prove anything po, no?
Oo, kasi the only assumption na pwede natin gamitin, ito lang yung sa taas, ito lang pwede natin gamitin. Wala tayong alam sa iba. So, paano ipapakita na 0 si U at 0 din sa W?
So if W is inverse of U.
That's correct. Ayun, gamitin natin yan. So, ano yung sabi mo?
W must
is
be the inverse of ano po? U.
Ayan. So, yun. Pwede yan. So, anong sunod?
Negative U must also be an element of W.
That's correct. So, negative U must be an element of W.
But it can't be.
Ano pa? Bakit?
U is an element of big U. So,
Kailan lang yan totoo? Sabi mo, it cannot be So, therefore, kailan lang yung pwede totoo?
it can only be nga po true. Dapat ano pa na? Dapat negative U cannot be an element of W. Cannot be an element of W as long as ano mo, dapat element lang siya ng U eh. So,
So, can you also say
hindi talagang paano po
na
sasabihin kaya na 0 lang yung pwedeng value?
that's correct. Kasi kung iisipin mo, sabi mo dito, negative U is in W. Sabi natin, W is a subspace. So, therefore, ang inverse niya, dapat andun din. Ang inverse ng minus U, si U. Andun din kay W. So, therefore, the only element na common sa kanilang dalawa, kung titingnan
Must
mo
be
to,
0.
yan, tama. Must be 0. Ang common lang sa dalawa. So, susulat natin dito but the
It implies po na may common element na not 0.
That's
so
correct.
Dapat it must be 0.
So, tulad natin, must be 0 yung U at ang W. Yan. Sabi ko nga sa mga students ko, Joshua, na alam niyo may mga applied math na kami, mga applied math, mga sinasabi ko, mga BS applied math students namin. Do you know, mathematics is only a good path to become a lawyer. Kasi may mga naging lawyers na kami na mga students namin. Because if you study theoretical mathematics, nag-argue ka on how to prove. Kasi sometimes kasi I would ask my students na, magbibigay ako ng isang applied something, pero babalik ako yan sa original source, the theorem. So how will you prove this theorem? So I would ask them, okay, can you argue? Can you give me the argument bakit totoo yan? So they have to write the proof. So for you to be a good proof writer, so dapat systematic. Hindi ka nagsasabi na totoo yan unless may basis ka. May panggagalingan ka. So you have to go back
Strong
to the
logic mo, no?
previous theorem kung meron. Or ang argument mismo, totoo yan. So kaya sabi ko sa kanila, if you understand how an argument works, na may mga certain basis, sometimes may mga rules on this, para hindi ka lang palaging ad hominem or whatever false claims na ginagawa, you can become a good lawyer. Kasi it's the very foundation. In fact, in history, mga earlier, mga philosophers, mga mathematicians at the same time Leibniz, for example, is also a lawyer who founded the calculus, for example. So it's a good entry din for them kung gusto mo career direction mo to become a lawyer, apply mathematics or
Yung
mathematics.
ano nga po,
also
very, very strong logic mo na, no? Parang tawag doon,
That's
yung
correct.
strong, yung weak logic kasi pwede kayo mag-assume na lang eh. Yung ito strong kasi siya
Right.
kasi hindi kayo pwede bawal mag-assume unless na may supposition nga po. To
That's
begin with.
right. So I think this is the end of the proof natin. May ibibigay ako before I'll proceed to a new chapter. May bago na tayong chapter na magbibigay ako ng assignment sa iyo Isisingilin ko to next meeting.
Sige po.
Assignment. Okay. Nabigay ko na bang book sa iyo? Nasaan ko na ba?
Yes, po.
Ayan. Yung linear algebra done right.
Ha?
Dati
Ano ba?
dati mga estudyante ko, binibigyan ko mga questions like this na kinukuha ko sa likod ng libro. I ask them to submit this as problem sets. Pero ngayon hindi ko na pinapagawa kasi ang purpose ng problem set is for the student say be able to look for answers. It can be pag-isipan nila paano to i-solve, go to the library, hahanapin somehow mga several steps kung paano to i-solve, then to write meticulously ang result. Pero ngayon isang bagsak lang sa AI, andyan na So kaya hindi na ako nagbibigay ng
Gumagana ba po yung
problem
ChatGPT?
sets. O ChatGPT, for example, matalino na siya.
Ano ba?
Trained na.
Ano
That's
pong
the problem.
yung mga na po na model siguro yan yung hindi fast. Ano ba yun, deep think ba something, may ganun pa sila na.
I think ngayon,
Pero
ang
kaya na po yung ganyan, yung mga deep na kaya na po yung deep na logic. Damn.
Yeah. Pwede na. Kaya niya nang gawin. So far, when I tried to test the GPTs, ngayon ang current 5.5 na GPT. When I ask, say, question that is found, I mean like makikita talaga sa literature, when I key in the question, alam niya paano niya sasagutin. So meaning, it has a library of information where to get the answer.
Yung bago
However,
mo.
may mga open questions pa rin na hindi niya masasagot. Pero there are claims. May mga nagsusulat ngayon na guided by large language models like a ChatGPT to answer mga open questions. Di ba sino nga to? Sino nga yung prolific na mathematician na naabutan pa ni Terence Tao? Sino pangalan ngayon? Erdish.
Yes,
Si Paul Erdős. Di ba si Paul Erdős, before siya namatay, he wrote sa mga open problems, so may mga Erdős problems. Some of them hanggang ngayon wala pang answers. But recently, may mga lumalabas na mga archive documents, meaning mga preprint na mga documents that says na solve na ito yung solution, but with the aid of a AI, say GPT na
Baka
mga
rin kasi po
language.
mahirap makita yung solution, di ba? Parang po na, parang when you see the solution, ganun lang pala. Pero yung to get there, mahirap umabot. So, siguro, yun po na yung brute force na lang. To
Yeah,
explore
correct,
yung
correct. Tama,
possibilities.
tama. Sa kaya nga sabi ko, for me, it's ano na, parang calculator in the past, di ba? When it was first used, I don't know, sir, naabutan mo yung slide rule. Kasi parang lumalabas yung edad eh. Kasi I think noong high school tayo, nagamit na natin yung ano, 'di ba, yung mga trigonometric tables,
Opo.
yung nasa parang maliit na booklet at tapos
Opo.
hahanapin natin anong value ng sine, cosine, log, so on. Pero meron pa kami sa ano namin, sa school namin nung high school ako, slide rule. Tinuruan kami paano gumamit ng slide rule. Sabi kong napaka-ancient. Ngayon,
Opo,
that time wala pa yung mga scientific calculators eh.
Wala po.
So ngayon, it's ano ng scientific calculator. So now we have AI.
Saka ano pa,
So-
anyan yung dati pa yung four color theorem pa na ayaw nila na computer guided yung proof.
Correct.
Tapos
The-
yung naging
the four
very
color
major place,
theorem.
very common place na lang pa na.
Actually, I think
In fact, the
beneficial po,
four-color
no?
theorem is the first computerized solution.
Nga ba?
Pinakauna yun. Na gumamit ng computer ang isang mathematician to solve a problem. But maganda doon kasi groundbreaking. So pwede gamitin. So some of the problems can utilize computer systems to solve.
Maganda po kasi ano
Yan
po
ang maganda.
yung mga iba po, wala sila access kunyari sa parents nila, hindi nakapag-aral. Di ba po? Parang
Yun nga pong sometimes ako personally I'm contemplating because so for example among state universities, supposedly yung purpose ng isang state university is to look for the gifted, hopefully gifted or kahit may advance na ano kasi the government will be the one to invest education, kaya libre ng tuition, pinapaaral ng gobyerno ang mga professors diyan para bumalik at dalhin yung whatever knowledge that they have to the classroom to train this new generation of scientists, academics, etc. So, ang concern ko diyan palagi napapansin ko, although ngayon sa aming university, medyo sad to say po ito ang naging estudyante din natin, mostly mga may kaya those who can pass the entrance examination because they have reviewers, etc. So sila yung nakakapasa. So nalaleft
pinakakapasok yung mga ano po, yung mas deserving. Mas kailangan.
Sana, yun yung ano. Although we are reserving at least 10% to allocate slots for them para makapasok sa state university, but it is still being so meaning ang question ngayon is given na mabilis ang information, mabilis ang science, mabilis ang generation of knowledge, in what way that these students can cope up, dapat mabilis ka rin na makapag habol
Apo.
sa mga bagong knowledge. Kaya sabi ko sa mga students ko, this is a joke but a reality. Sabi ko, ang pinag-aralan ko ng college, obsolete na eh. So dapat meaning to say, I need to upgrade myself. I need to learn new tools. For example, dati hindi ko alam yung mga techniques in data. Napag-aralan kong topology pero hindi ko napag-aralan yung application ng topology. So ngayon pinag-aaralan ko siya. So at least updated ako on how to share this with my students. So kaya sabi ko sa mga teachers ko, dapat tayo in the academe, mabilis din tayo mag-adapt sa mga bagong technologies given that we have now AI. So we take the advantage dapat on how to utilize AI in discovering new knowledge and how
I think kung meron pong access ng internet yung mga sa mga underprivileged, I think it's parang equalizer po no?
True.
Kasi
actually,
kunyari talagang ang hirap ng knowledge ng panahon po natin no?
Oo nga. Di ba dati, nung time natin, bigyan tayo ng assignment, hahanapin pa natin sa library.
Yes po, ang hirap tapos kahit yung mga ang konti ng information, kahit sa mga encyclopedia, ang konti, sabi ko kay Joshua, nakaka-frustrate. Kailangan
Yeah.
ang dami mong titignan na textbook. Ito isang gano'n mo lang, pang.
Parang nga po siya
Naalala ko
talking, yun gusto
sorry
sana
lang Joshua,
naging
medyo nire-recall namin
Wikipedia.
ni Papa mo yung mga nung unang panahon. Kasi naalala ko, we have to be early in the library for us to reserve a book na iilang copies lang. Kasi otherwise mauubusan ka, wala kang libro, saan ka maghahanap ng information. So kaya nga natatawa ako noon. Ngayon, we have a much wider access to
Kaya e-book po
information.
para infinite copies.
True. Okay na ngayon, we have e-books. Pero
E-books.
noon, isang libro lang yan or dalawa, tatlo, lima. So naka-reserve yan siya, may tawag reserve section. I-reserve yung mga limited copies ng mga libro na to. Kaya agawan yan
Yung
Naalala ko
tsaka yun, kunyari, yun po, kasi yung editor ng sumulat ng Joshua the Unready System na po. Bali, yung editor
Ano po?
niya, may kilala sa Congress.
Mhm.
So, yung lawyer ng congressman na yon, gumawa siya ng parang draft na nung parang bill for the gifted. Ang comment ko lang, sabi ko, first, hindi siya gifted. Tapos, hindi niya alam yung mga lahat ng dahil wala naman siya sa academe or hindi naman siya estudyante na na-expose. Parang kami, si Joshua po, ang dami niyang this year. Sabi ko nga sa kanya, you just have to navigate this school year. Kasi kunyari sa Monday, Monday, Tuesday, may exam siya po doon sa Roberts. Tapos meron siya sa mga EOPS hanggang hanggang March or June yata, ganun, siya, loaded. Sabi ko, manavigate mo lang to next year, ka na, mas pahinga ka, tapos you're on a different level talaga. Sabi ko, para connect mo na sila. Tapos, kasi gusto rin niya po sumali, ng mga competitions. So, yung mga minor competitions.
I hope pero what's the plan? Ano pong competition to begin with?
Bali nag-start po siya yung mga minor. May sinalihan siyang isa, yun, nanalo siya ng isang gold na po. So, tapos itong isang math competition ng MTG, siguro sa weekend lalabas yung result po after 3 weeks daw eh. Tapos kaya lang, hopefully po.
So nag-MTG ka ngayon, Joshua?
Hindi po siya,
MTG.
po, bali po mga competitions sa MTG po, bali.
Alright. Okay.
So, pero yung
prepare ka na rin for, actually, kung magko-call, I'll let you know kung magko-call na ang PMO. At least you can start
nagte-train din
participating.
po siya, bali may training siya pag yung si Mr. Kurt Byron,
Okay.
yun
So siya nagbibigay pa ng training.
nagbibigay siya ng training na wala sa abroad na po siya, naka-base eh. So,
Alright. Okay.
So, wala na hindi na siya active na faculty member. Dati kasi ayaw niya turuan si Joshua dahil kailangan daw mag-enroll si Joshua doon sa UNO High School para turuan niya. Ngayon, hindi na siya affiliated, so open siya kasi wants to earn din para dumagdag yung income. Ngayon po, bali, siguro, baka mas last po eh. No? I don't know kung dahil, kunyari sa AOPS po, dinagdagan ng AOPS yung courses niya. Ganun yung kalaban mo sa abroad.
Pero ang maganda lang po dito is you can start participating para you know how it feels.
Yes po.
Paano siya nag-uumpisa. So, I'll let you know kung mag-uumpisa na ang application para at least you could try. Makaumpisa po kayo.
Ewan ko lang kung makakaano po siya. Kasi actually, binibigay ni Sir Kurt, PMO problems eh.
Yan, that's good. Pero ang application naman po, independent naman po yun eh. For homeschool.
Kaya lang, kunyari, binigyan na siya ng maraming problems eh. Parang bawat lesson, 100 na na selected na, no? Kaya lang, tinatanong nga kami kung sabi ko kasi talagang gustuhin man ni Joshua na mag-focus sa math. Ang more of strategy namin, on the side lang yan, parang para lang makapag-scholarship, di ba po? Pero talaga, ang preparation namin, sabi ko kasi, ang sabi ni Sir Kurt, drop everything. kunyari, yung iba, matututunan niya naman sa college yan. Pero kami, I don't believe in that philosophy, parang putting all your eggs in one basket. What if you don't make it? Ito, sabi ko, kunyari, tinuturo niyo po, pagka nag-college ka, di ka na talaga. Di ba po? Hinog na hinog ka. Tapos meron pang ibang avenues tayo. We have other tricks in our hat na pwede natin magamit. Pwede mo magamit. Sabi ko,
Pero so far kasi mga competitions na to, it would establish your your profile.
Yes po, yes po.
It will enrich your CV.
Ah,
So, ang
talagang
maganda lang po
maghanap
dito
po
kasi
siya.
at least you can join. Kahit matalo ka, next time naman, join ka naman ulit. Wala namang sinabi na hindi pwede.
Kaya po may preparation din eh. Parang si Joshua, kunyari kahit itong minor, kakain ng oras eh. Talagang,
Oo nga lang, yun lang po.
kaya lang po, alam naman kasi namin more or less siguro yung aabutan niyang problem dahil nag-i-OPS siya.
Yes.
So
I think AOPS is a good training na rin to begin with eh.
yes po, opo, bali po. Kaya lang yung mga ibang courses dahil with limited funds, hindi na mag-i-enroll si Josh. Sabi ko, pwede mo naman pagkatapos itong toxic na na months, you can study on your own kasi kumpleto po yung book si Joshua ng AOPS.
Yes. Pero you need to din, I mean like kay Joshua po, you need to know your limit. If you need to rest, just rest.
Yes po, talagang kaya binabantayan ko po siya. Sabi ko nga nag-stop po ako eh. Bali, ang mami niya na nag-work ngayon. I will focus on my review. Kasi nga, ang tagal na po, di ba? Outdated na rin ba kaya alam ko. I want to take the nursing board at least. Para kung mag-abroad si Joshua, masamahan po namin siya. Tapos,
okay.
yung schedule ni Joshua, kunyari, parang ito, inaayos ko. Yung iba nga daw, sabi ng isang organizer po ng competition, no? Sabi ko, baka hindi makakaano si Joshua kung Sundays na morning. Kasi up to 12 noon, meron na siya, sabi ko. So sabi, pwede naman pong i-reschedule. Sabi ko, kung ganun pa pwede. So kung hindi na kami magsa-sign up, sabi ko, dahil starting September, hindi na siya pwede. Until June.
Okay.
Sabi ko na...
So full book na talagang ang...
Opo, talagang... Kaya nga yun po yun sanang inaano, kaya lang we just want to gather more, improve pa yung profile niya para pag, di ba, humingi po kami ng yun, susulat ba pa kay Deputy Secretary, improve pa namin po yung profile niya para para mas credible na kasi parang nasabi nun isang yung kukunin namin na kapalit nun ni Dr. Ho na namatay na po ni psychologist. Sabi niya meron kasing equivalence test, sabi niya, no? Ayun pala, sabi ko, in the future. Sabi ko kasi, pwede naman si Joshua mag-test na po ng IQ test, di ba po?
Opo. Mensa, nakapag-try na ba sa Mensa?
Kaya lang po, dahil kulang pa po nga yan niya. If you know the test, kasi po ako, can you pause the recording, baka ma-record?
Oo nga pala, no? Following week na rin. Kasi isusulat ko lang po muna mga remaining na question dito.
Okay pa.
And I'll explain lang kung ano to. Isosolve lang naman. Madali lang naman tong problem. Sulat ko lang to. And then finally, let U subspace of V. So is the intersection of U the subspace.
Pag nagsusulat kayo, sabi ko nga, naisip ko kasi yun pinakita sa akin ng isang graduate ng MIT po, no, ng kung ano pa sa application niya para meron essay pa something. Sabi ko si Joshua, ang dami niya malalagay po. Parang ito, dati nag-apply siya doon sa TKS. Pinasulat siya. Pero ito sabi ko kung mas manavigate niya itong year na to, yun yung sabihin, lupit po, no? Yun schedule na lahat.
Ang alam ko rin po na sometimes kasi madrama din yung mga essays na ginagawa ng mga applicants. ang something unique na nagagawa mo. Like for example, may pero sa US to anak siya ng isang immigrant, ito yung mga ginagawa niya, etc. May isa naman na ito yung mga projects na ginagawa maliban sa academic. So for Joshua to be prepared on that. So think of activities na something unique that
Opo.
could draw attention sa reader.
Kaya nga po. Actually, lahat na kasi kay Joshua naman ever since po kagaya sa PKS din, yun sabi ko, just be yourself. Sabi ko na, sabihin mo lang kung ano ka,
Oo.
kung anong ginagawa mo, what you have done so far. Sabi ko kasi, what you're doing is already parang naiba po sa usual na.
That's true.
So,
Okay.
you don't have to think so much. Gandahan mo na lang na parang captivating sa magbabasa.
Yes, apo. Anyway, explain ko lang po quickly yung assignment na gagawin. Joshua, these are the things na pwede na gagawin mo na by succeeding days. Number 1, you have to prove na subspace ito. Yung collection na to.
Ay, nawala ko.
Yan. This is a subspace of R3, ang number 1. Ang number 2, ipapakita mo rin what if periodic functions, meaning collection of periodic functions. So we define periodic function as long as merong kang translation of each of the points is equal to the range. So just like ano bang mga periodic function, mga sine waves, cosine waves. So these are mga trigonometric functions are examples of periodic functions. So question, subspace ba siya?
So
ng
periodic po
R
as
raised
in
to R.
f of x nga po equals some other f of x.
Yes, f of x is equal to f of x plus p. Nag-translate lang siya. So that's a periodic function. So
Ayun,
just
tama.
show that it's indeed na periodic din. I mean like it's a subspace. Yung number 3, 4, and 5, ito interesting to. Tanong lang to so you have to explain. Is the union of two subspaces a subspace? Is the intersection of two subspaces a subspace? And number 5,
Yan ba, I
ito.
think yun yung pinaka-confident ako masabi ko.
Ang number 5, ito, generalized to ng number 4. What if yung arbitrary intersection ng subspaces is it also a subspace? Ayan. So,
Hard question.
mo. So it's more on explaining ang 3,
No.
4, and 5.
No.
So ang 1 and 2 is you have to show it na indeed subspace siya. So ipapakita mong zero vector andon, the sum of two vectors also within the subspace, tapos yung scalar multiplication ng vectors also within the subspace. So ipapakita mo lang. Alright?
Sige mo. Kaya siguro.
Okay. Ipapadala ko to mamaya. After we end our discussion. So
Okay.
far, I'll end my discussion today.
Sige mo.
Ang next natin na pag-uusapan, we will discuss na all about finite dimensional vector spaces. Just an overview. So, kasi vector spaces, mas kilala to. Kasi mahirap kasi ang vector space to understand if you only deal with the numbers. Pero if you know how to generate a vector space via what it's now called a basis. So, kung may basis tayo, so sa basis na natin paglalaruan kasi it can expand to the whole vector space. So, to understand the basis, kailangan mo, number 1, we need to understand ang concept of spanning. So, meaning to say, these are set of vectors that could span the whole vector space. And linear independence. So, meaning to say, one vector is independent to the other. So, let's define what that is. Kailan naman magiging dependent ang isang vector to the other? So usually it's a multiple combination of the other vectors. So if it satisfies these two, spanning and linear independence, so this collection is what you call a basis. So that will be our next discussion. Kasi that's where we will define bakit may tinatawag tayong finite dimension. Why is it called 3-dimensional space, 2-dimensional space?
No.
Bakit siya tinatawag ganon? Because of basis, may generator ka. Like for example, Euclidean spaces, 2-dimensional space, meaning may dalawa kang vectors that generates the whole two dimensions. The whole two-dimensional space. 3-dimension, bakit may X, Y, and Z dimension axis ka? Because these are generators of the whole 3-dimensional space. So that will be our subject for discussion by next week. So again, our I hope isusulat ko to mamaya. Tuesday, 4 o'clock next week on June 30.
Sige po.
So do you have any questions so far, Joshua?
Wala na po.
All right, I think we will end now our discussion po, sir.
Thank you
Okay,
po,
thank you po,
sir.
thank you po,
Thank you
sir.
po. Thank you very much.
All right, I'll see you on Tuesday. Say
Thank you po,
bye.
thank you po, thank you po.
Okay po, thank you po.
Bye-bye po.